Hi, Patricia with Purely Gates Embroidery. I'm going to show you the stabilizers I like to use when I'm embroidering on quilter's cotton, like when I am doing my quilts. It's simple. First of all, quilter's cotton. The stabilizer I use first is our no-show fusible cutaway stabilizer. You're going to notice one side is shiny. That's the side that's going to fuse to your fabric. I like using the no-show like a sewer would use interfacing. It gives the fabric body. Now let me show you how I go ahead and fuse this on here. So there's our quilter's cotton. This is our shiny side down. I'm using a dry hot iron, so no steam. And you're going to take your time with it. And I'm pressing. I'm not ironing, I'm pressing until you have the entire surface covered. And I want to give you one of my hints while we're doing this. If for some reason the stabilizer sticks to your iron, this is something I do all the time. Now I have a stainless steel sole plate on my iron. I take a dryer sheet and I put it on, this is just a scrap cotton, and I run my iron across it. And it gives it a nice coating that allows it to run smoothly along that no-show fusible mesh stabilizer. So now that it's adhered, see when I pick it up, it doesn't fall off, but it's giving that fabric some body. You also want to check to see on the right side that you don't have any bubbles. So if you have a bubble, flip it back over, press, and then you're good to go. So I start with my stabilized fabric. I add to that what I call a hoop collar. And I have a video that shows you how to make one for each one of your hoops. And why I use this is it helps simulate hooping a thicker fabric. So I've got my stabilized fabric, I've got my hoop collar on top, then I'm putting my inner hoop on it, and then I'm going to slide my other hoop underneath and tack it down. I'm going to countersink it just a little bit. Now I'm ready to put it on the embroidery machine. So I'm going to slide it on the embroidery arm, and then I'm going to take a medium weight tearaway stabilizer and I'm going to slide it underneath the hoop. So this stabilizer is sitting between the hoop and the bed of your machine. Don't worry about attaching it in any way. Once it starts to stitch, it will become attached. So let me show you what that looks like. This is a design that I've done. Just like I talked about, I have my hoop collar. I have my no-show fusible on the back of this. And there is my tearaway. Just slid it between the bed of the machine and the hoop, and you can see it's all fully attached. So now that the embroidery is done, you're going to tear off that tearaway. You're going to pop this out of the hoop. One thing that a lot of people want to do at this point is run back to the iron. Do not do that. Okay, see all of this on here? Once I trim this down to the size required for my project, you're not going to see any hoop marks, or eventually they're going to relax. So don't go back to the iron. What happens is a lot of people want to do one of these right up to the embroidery. When you do that, one thing about the no-show fusible cutaway is it will continue to shrink and it will cause puckers where there weren't any to begin with. So you've pressed it to put the stabilizer on. You do not need to press it again when the embroidery is complete. Now let me show you another thing that I do. A lot of our embroidery collections include a same themed quilt motif. Let me show you how I hoop for those. Because it's going to be quilting, I like to add a batting to my stabilized fabric. Because I'm adding a batting to my stabilized fabric, just sits underneath it, I no longer need that hoop collar. So I'm going to put the two items together and I'm going to hoop it. There we go. Just fold it over. All right. So now you can see. When I put this on the embroidery machine, it's an option. I usually don't do it, but if you want to, you can still slide the tearaway underneath, but I don't. So let me show you what that looks like. This is the back side of a quilt block that I opened up a quilt motif to use with my embroidery design. Now, if you want to know about using your embroidery machine to quilt, I do have a video that shows you exactly the steps to use when you want to pre-quilt your fabric behind your embroidery design. Now let me show you again the stabilizers I like to use. The no-show fusible mesh cutaway. This is what is being ironed to the back of your cotton fabric. And then once you put the hoop on the machine, you're going to slide this medium weight tearaway underneath. When the design is done, tear off the medium weight tearaway, and you're going to leave this on the back. Do not go back to the hot iron. You're going to leave well enough alone, and you're going to be happy with your results. I hope you've learned something, and check back with us for more hints and tips. Thank you.